بلسان عربي مبين.
Assalamu alaikum everybody. This is Ethar Ahmed, and today inshallah we will talk about some qualities. And before that, let me explain something first. The letter in Arabic language has two main things. The first one is the articulation point, and the articulation point is where the letter comes from. In Arabic we have about 5 different articulation points that we pronounce letters from. So, where the letter comes from specifically, does it come from the lips? Maybe it comes from the tongue, maybe from the throat. So, each letter be pronounced from a specific articulation point. The second main thing is the quality. And the quality is a characteristic that be applied on the letter. These qualities are two types. It means some of them, they go with the letter, or we apply them on the letter all the time. You find them with the letter all the time. And some others can be applied in specific cases, and we do not apply them in other cases. And today, inshallah, we'll talk about two qualities that be applied all the time. Keep watching. And today's two qualities are opposites. It means the letter has to have one of them. The first one is being heavy, what we call in Arabic التفخيم. التفخيم is a quality gives heaviness to the letter. So we call the letters that have this quality الحروف المفخمة. الحروف المفخمة means the heavy letters. التفخيم is a quality that has a opposite, which is الترقيق. الترقيق means being light. So التفخيم is being heavy and الترقيق is being light. Opposites. So الترقيق and التفخيم are opposites. That means the letter has to have one of these two opposite qualities. The letter has to be a heavy one or a light one. There is no other options. And for now, let's start with the heavy letters. Heavy letters are collected in these three words. خص ضغط قض. خص ضغط قض. خا صاد ضاد غين طا قاف and ظا. And do you think these three words have any meaning? They do not. The scholars put the letters in these three words so we remember them easier. Okay. And now let me ask you a question. If the letter is not one of خص ضغط قض, one of the heavy letters, does that mean it's one of the other ones? What do you think? And the answer is yes, it is. The letter has to have one of these two qualities, being heavy or light. That also means all other letters but خص ضغط قض are light. And for now, let me ask you some questions. What do you think letter Fa is? Heavy or light? To answer this question, ask yourself one question. Is the letter one of خص ضغط قض? Is it one of them? It means it's a heavy letter. If it's not, it means it's a light letter. And letter Fa is not one of them. It means it's a light one. And what about letter Kha? Is it heavy or light? Is it mentioned in the list? Oh, yes, it is. It means it's a heavy one. Great job, guys. أحسنتم. And there is a very important question here. What makes it the sound heavy or light? How can I control the pronunciation of the letters? And to control the pronunciation, you have to control the back of your tongue. When we raise the back of the tongue up, the sound comes heavy. And when we lower it down, the sound becomes light. And for now, let's talk about some tricky letters. And I say tricky letters because it's affected by the previous letter or the previous haraka. One of these letters is Alif Mad. Alif Mad comes in the middle or at the end of the word. Alif Mad is a light letter in the first place because it's not one of خصة ضاد قذ, but it's been affected by the previous letter. If the previous letter is a heavy letter, Alif Mad gives a heavy sound. And if it's preceded by a light letter, it gives a light sound too. This is why I call it a follower. It doesn't make a decision, Anything can change its pronunciation. If we take a look at the word قال, qa, قال. Yeah, so Alif Mad here gives the sound of qa, right? Okay, now let's look at another word. The word ما لكم, ما, it gives the a sound. So in the previous word, it gives a sound. And now it gives a sound, right? ما لكم. So Alif Mad pronunciation depends on the previous letter. If it's preceded by a heavy letter, it gives a heavy sound. If it's preceded by a light letter, it gives a light sound too. Now let me give you some words and you tell me if Alif Mad is given a heavy pronunciation or a light pronunciation in them. Pay attention. The first word, صائم. Heavy or light? Heavy. What about سامع? Heavy or light? It's light. What about the word خالدين? Exactly, heavy. What about the word ما لكم? Light? Exactly. Do we have other letter that been affected by another letter or another haraka? Yes, we have the lam in the word Allah. And to learn more about this lesson, watch the following video. جزاكم الله خيرا. السلام عليكم.